So, does this suck? Well, yeah, kinda. It does, but also, considering what it is, no, not really. This is the Ikea Vappeby, and honest question, is it Vappeby even a real Swedish word, or is Ikea just trolling us idiot North Americans? But I was at Ikea the other day because I had to get new bed sheets because my kid had a nosebleed for the second day in a row, and I don't have the spray to properly clean off the blood, and I guess I didn't wash the sheets in time, so I had to get new bed sheets. And then also I broke all the glasses in my place, and so I need to get new glasses. So what better time to go to Ikea than that? And because when you go to Ikea, you have to go through the market hall to exit. There's a bunch of stuff. And I walked by their audio section, and I knew that Ikea had started making speakers, but I never really gave it much thought. And then I saw this guy, and it was cute. And I could not help myself. And $79 Canadian, there's really nothing audio-wise that you can buy for $79 other than maybe an inexpensive pair of headphones, and it's a speaker, and I like speakers more. So I picked it up and I brought it home and I gave it a proper run through, as proper as I could potentially do. In my mind, I just assumed, as with everything else that Ikea makes, that it's just complete trash. It's a cheap speaker, and it must sound cheap as well. This thing's cute. It's an 8x8 box with 2 exposed drivers, a single black knob to control volume and play and pause, a black handle. It looks eerily similar to a teenage engineering speaker. On the front, you can see that there's 4 small holes to which you can affix a grill of some sort. Now, stupidly, I just assumed that the grill was included in the box. It's not. It's a separate $10 purchase, and maybe I'll consider getting one should I actually end up taking this thing out and about with me just to protect the drivers, but honestly, I'm not going to. It packs 39 watts of power. The drivers are a single tweeter and a fairly small mid-bass driver. Around back, you get a bass reflex port and a 3.5mm headphone jack. You have the choice to hardwire it or use Bluetooth, and apparently you can link 2 of these together to make a stereo pair. And because it's 2025 and this is Ikea, if you want to use this cordless with a battery pack, you have to purchase that for an extra 30 odd bucks, and then you can put that into this thing and then use this on the go. It's kind of a bummer that you have to buy it separately, to be honest. If I did have the battery pack, I wouldn't use it plugged in ever. I could just pick it up and walk around with it like a modern day ghetto blaster. It comes with a cute little black metal handle, and you can choose to affix the handle to it or not, and to do so you just unscrew the 2 sides, they're white, and then you affix the handle to it. And when I was screwing the handle in, the second screw, I heard a bit of a crack, for which I assume I cracked the shell of this unit, so I can't get the screw in any further. And it's going to be there forever because I don't dare take it apart because I figure it's just going to splinter and completely fall apart. Ikea. Now, because this is a small, compact box, because it's not very deep, because it has 2 small drivers, because it only costs $79 Canadian, and because it's Ikea, I didn't expect very much from this. So I started off listening to some fairly easy-going, non-taxing music. I listen to a lot of drum and bass and electronic music. So I started off with Lana Del Rey. There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard. I like that song. And honestly, when I first played through this at a fairly moderate volume, I was like, why does this not sound like hot garbage? Why does this actually sound pretty good? And I think if you keep your bar fairly low as for what this device can actually do, it's kind of awesome. And so when I listen to more similar music, my daughter listens to Taylor Swift, so running some of that through it. Listening to Golden Age hip-hop, some of the older, less polished, less compressed stuff like Old Gangstar, P-Rock Seal Smooth. It all sounds pretty passable through this. Grand Poobah. But then if I tried to play any of the stuff that I listen to in the modern day, it doesn't really sound very good. It kind of falls apart. Anything with low bass lines sounds bad. Anything at a higher than low to moderate volume sounds bad. The sound coming out of this is, it does sound somewhat boosted or cheated a little bit, kind of like on a U-shaped curve, but then also at the same time it sounds flat and dead. It's kind of a mix of both. It's really hard to describe. Maybe because it is a mono speaker, not stereo, so that explains the deadness of it. I don't want to go out and buy a second one of these to match them up and make them a stereo pair. I really just don't care for this speaker at all. But as a speaker that I can turn on in a pinch, that I can bring out and about with me should I have the extra battery pack, it's kind of a no-brainer. If I didn't really want to nitpick the sound of anything, if I wasn't expecting anything other than better than my iPhone speaker sound. And I'm coming off listening to the Bowers & Wilkins Zeppelin Pro and also the Marantz Horizon speaker, the smaller one of the two. And while I guess this is in the same category as those speakers, it doesn't even come close. It costs like 1/20th of one of those speakers, and it sounds like 1/20th of one of those speakers. But that's not all so bad. And so long as I'm not trying to kick the speaker's butt, like if I'm just trying to listen, maybe there's music playing in the background, it's entirely passable. If I'm listening to podcasts, which is what I really enjoyed this thing for, setting it up on my kitchen counter and then playing a podcast back, it's better than what I consider this speaker's direct competition, which is the speaker on my iPhone. It's infinitely better than the speaker on my iPhone. It sounds bigger, more fuller, more all those things. That would be what the speaker is for. But let's say you did have a larger home and you already had a dedicated system or two and you were looking for another audio solution that didn't cost you an arm and a leg. This is kind of awesome for that. Maybe it's for your garage or your home gym or your office, or one of your kids needs an audio device and you don't want to spend too much on it and they can Bluetooth from their iPad or device of choice to it. It's kind of awesome. And with the holidays coming up, if you do have a fairly healthy Secret Santa budget, you can give the gift of audio to someone that you don't really give a crap about.